Bruce Springsteen canceled his concert tour in North Carolina because of its anti-LGBT law and the fact that the law specifically discriminates against transgender individuals who want to use the bathroom that identifies with their gender. Now, Representative Mark Walker, who is a new representative in the state, is not too happy about this. In fact, he released a few statements about it and applauded other artists for not canceling their tour dates in North Carolina. He says it's disappointing he's not following through on his commitments. We've got other artists coming soon, Def Leppard and Justin Bieber. I don't know who Def Leppard is. Is that bad?
It's an 80s. My mom used to listen to a lot of Def Leppard.
Very popular, big hair.
Pour some sugar on me.
Hair.
Oh, I know that song. Okay, see, I know those songs.
They have hair.
They have hair.
They have hair.
Yes.
They rock.
I'm surprised you knew.
Only because of my mom.
That's so funny. Okay, I've never been a Bieber fan, but I might have to go. Maybe artists who weren't born to run deserve a little bit more support.
Oh, really clever, Mark.
Yeah.
Well done.
Bruce is known to be on the radical left, and he's got every right to be so, but I consider this a bully tactic. It's like when a kid gets upset and says he's not going to take his ball and go home.
The radical left?
That he's going to take his ball and go home.
What is he? Is he like driving metal things into like lumber they're about to harvest? What is the radical left supposed to be?
The radical left apparently doesn't agree with discriminating against members of the LGBT community. And if that makes you radical left, I'm proud to be part of the radical left.
That said, Bruce is pretty left.
He's an active. I know, but he's not a radical.
No, none of us are radical
He
left.
didn't blow up a nuclear power plant.
But Mark Walker would call the show radical left. You know, Mark Walker would call everybody who isn't. Yeah, I'm sure Mark Walker refers to Hillary Clinton as radical left, which is, you know, preposterous on its face. You know, these guys are super clever with that little Born to Run turn. You know, I listened to a Louis C.K. was on Howard Stern today. I think it was new today. It's so good. I mean, it was really, everything that came out of his mouth in that conversation was gripping and interesting. He has tour dates coming up in North Carolina, and he was super respectful about Bruce, as you might imagine. He was like, no, that's his, I get that totally. He goes, I'm thinking I'll go down there and I'm going to do I'm leaning toward doing my shows, and then I'll give the money to like an LBG.
Oh, that's a good
group,
idea.
which is it is a good idea, and it's a great idea. And he goes, I think that's better. You know, he wasn't criticizing Bruce.
Yeah.
But he was like, you know, it's tough. Like, he has a problem of like, every club I go to, am I supposed to check, you know, it's that Seinfeld episode, do I have to check whether the manager is done? You know, it's like it's a slippery. So,
where do you stand on the abortion issue?
That's right. But in that answer, it struck me as how much Bruce probably made the right decision. Because you need, at some point, a big act. And going and doing the show and saying something, as Mark Thompson suggested on the show on Friday, saying something about it, which Bruce probably would have done, and then giving money to an LB. That's good. And if Louis C.K. does that, more power to him, God bless, because you don't have to do anything. But the act of not going, as it turned out, was huge. It made a big difference. It made, and it embarrassed the people who passed this law.
Yeah, that's true. It's too bad that, like, I agree that you need someone to make that gesture and you want it to be somebody big. It's just too bad that it's canceled out by a bigger act, Def Leppard, going.
Yeah, that's right.
Just trying to needle him about that. Yeah, look, I think that the North Carolina congressman, like, I love the idea that he's going to go to a Justin Bieber concert, an artist he does not like, simply because Justin Bieber theoretically isn't as supportive of the transgender movement. And he's only getting that from the fact that he's still performing as of right now. It would be hilarious if Justin Bieber canceled as a concert because of this. But this does remind me, this has come up a lot because of Ted Cruz, is that I have very little sympathy for conservative politicians who do bad things. But you do have to recognize that being a conservative and an outspoken conservative, very often, whatever it is that you like, they don't like you. They're not on your side. Like Ted Cruz, he comes out, everything he says he likes, from Oreos to Snoopy to the Princess Bride, the creators then give him a middle finger on social media.
Yeah, it's a regular occurrence during the general election where these candidates will play music during their campaigning, and then the artists behind the music will come forward and say, please don't do that.
It just happened to Trump, actually. But is it really any wonder? Because they always will say, you know, the arts programs and all that, what a big waste of money. Why would you waste your time in that? But then they listen to music, they watch movies and TV shows. Who the hell do you think is making that stuff? It's not Wall Street tycoons.
Yeah, it's
And
all
that's
these crazy people
weird.
on the radical left.
Yeah, exactly. It's people who, to me, are weird lefties even a lot of the time. I'm
But
totally joking.
a lot of the conservatives will watch the movies, right? And they'll love the movies, and then they'll come out and talk about, liberal Hollywood.
Yeah.
Or left-wing Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know,
And thank God that they've got movies like God is Not Dead too now.
there are a lot of really clever, smart, thoughtful writers who are, excuse me, who are Republicans.
Are there?
No, I'm just kidding.